Tom and I went to rival high schools in Massachusetts. We actually went to neighboring towns, and we didn't know each other when we first started at Villanova. It wasn't until we were studying abroad the summer of our sophomore year when we did a program in London through VSB. It was over the course of that summer in London where we started what was then Nova Planner.
Basically create a service that would make it fundamentally easier for students to stay on top of their classes, stay on top of all the things that are going on in their lives. The mentors as well as the courses always really encouraged me to explore different avenues, to try new concepts, and to implement tactics that I hadn't previously thought of.
What ended up happening is we built, a pretty rudimentary prototype that we deployed in a couple of classrooms, which was successful.
The concept resonated with me because it was about time management, and I knew there wasn't anything out there that really helped my students manage their time. Nova Planner radically changed the way the students received information from me.
As the idea evolved and progressed, we were hearing from students pulling us outside of the hallway saying, guys, this is really great for my class, but I see the potential for something much bigger here. And it was at that point where we decided to put everything on hold and commit 100% to what we were doing, which is planned up today. After graduating, we decided to reach out to Villanova again. We reached out to the I Center, the entrepreneurship department.
The Center for Innovation, Creativity, and Entrepreneurship focuses on entrepreneurial skill building. We can bring together individuals in our community that have different types of ideas and provide opportunities for them to be mentored on those ideas.
They invited Tom and I to come down from Boston and to pitch to Villanova alumni that might be interested. And it was in that meeting where we actually met Ned Moore, who is, of course, a Villanova alumni and has been a huge supporter of Planned Up from the beginning.
What do you look for in an early stage investment is you look at the team and you look at the market and you look at the opportunities. And they kind of hit all three of those bells. So you can see that at Villanova, they learned that it's not just about the story, but it's also about where the rubber meets the road. And I think that it's a good indication of what the school's been promoting, which is creativity and entrepreneurship and innovation.
As a professor looking at students, we're always asking them to think out of the box, think big, and I think Eric and Tom have done that.
Villanova really highlighted the importance of creating a product that doesn't just make a lot of money, but that really benefits society as a whole. A lot of the beauty is not really in the product itself, but the value that product brings to people's lives.
To me, Ignite Change Gonova means don't be afraid to take a risk. If you want to do something that is big, bold, revolutionary, change the way people see things and do things, all you need to do is take that first step. And that's something that I learned here at Villanova.
Ladies and gentlemen, Villanova entrepreneurs Eric Adams and Tom Kruger.
Hey there. Thank you very much for the introduction. We're incredibly humbled and so thankful for all the opportunities that Villanova has provided us with over the years. And to be able to work on something as cool as Planned Up is really just tremendous. Now, I've actually been working with Dean Majidi for quite a while now, and I remember sitting with him back in his tiny office in the furthest corner of Bartley Hall, probably back in 2008, and we were sharing some of the struggles that we were each having. So at the time, I was having a lot of trouble getting my first venture off the ground, and I remember Dr. Majidi was complaining that the one window in his office was just way too small. Now, I'm very pleased to report that things have improved a lot since then. He got that sweet office he was looking for, and in the process, he turned Villanova into a really great place to be an entrepreneur. And Planned Up, the company that Eric and I co-founded, is doing really cool things as well. Eric?
Thanks, Tom. My name is Eric Adams, co-founder of Planned Up. And when Thomas and I were sophomores at Villanova, we had an idea that we thought could change the world. And having grown up in the Facebook generation, we had seen firsthand the incredible energy that social media can provide. And what we had noticed, to our frustration, is that no companies were leveraging that energy inherent in social media for productive purposes. And the idea that Thomas and I had was really to create almost the outlook for the Facebook generation. And that's what Planned Up eventually became. And while studying abroad at Professor Chaudhry's program in London, we went to Dr. Chaudhry and eventually spoke with Dean Majidi as well, with this idea. And we were very bashful at the time, thinking, my goodness, we've had the idea of a lifetime, and we're 18 and 19 years old. And what was extraordinary was there was this resounding support from the Villanova community, telling us not to be bashful, not to be fearful, but to really attack and to commit to this idea and bring it to fruition. And fast forward to today, PlannedUp is a venture-backed company based in Boston, Massachusetts. And we're about a month away from launching the PlannedUp mobile app, which is a product that we believe will change all of your lives and the lives of countless others. So for all of our past, present, and continued success, we have Villanova to thank. And this really is a very special place, and we're humbled to be a part of it.
Villanova University is a laboratory of innovation and creativity. We are so proud to recognize individuals and empower students like Tom and Eric. While Tom and Eric's success story is terrific, it's one of many, many examples of recent successes at Villanova. We pride ourselves on partnering terrific faculty with amazingly gifted students. We have so many projects that leverage the pillars upon which our business school is founded on: ethics, creative problem solving, a global mindset, and technology and analytics. Thanks to your support, our outstanding students are incredible faculty. We have so many activities, so many experiences, so many examples of the outcomes that are produced at Villanova and the Villanova School of Faculty. It's sort of a simple equation that it begins with. We put together great faculty with great students, and we have great outcomes. In the next 20 minutes, you'll hear brief presentations about some of those activities from the creative minds who are leading them. After the presentations, you'll have the opportunity to mix and mingle and discuss those activities with the individuals at your tables that will be speaking. Villanova is a unique learning environment. We're very proud of it, and we are very proud that you're part of that environment. And you never know, one of these activities we discuss shortly could be the next PlannedUp. After all, we are developing business leaders to better the world. At this point, I'd like to turn the floor over to our faculty and students to talk about their projects.
Hi, everyone. My name is Caitlin Dormer. I'm a senior marketing and international business major from Upper Saddle River, New Jersey. Last spring, I had the opportunity to be in an interdisciplinary course across colleges with business students, engineering, and environmental science students. The unifying aspect of this course was a community water system in eastern Panama, and we really all got to examine this water system through distinct academic lenses. As part of the course, many students and faculty also had the opportunity to travel to the project site, gather data, and make suggestions for improvement in the water system. This photo here is on the right is one of my the left is one of my favorite moments from the trip, in which our students were working with Panamanian workers on a cement bucket brigade. We were passing cement so we could build a way to capture water that was gushing out of a spring at about 100 gallons per minute, which was incredible to be part of. So the trip gave us an opportunity to really use the skills that we learned in the classroom and apply them to a real-world situation. In my view, this class and the project and the trip there is a great example of the power of collaboration across colleges. And I'm so thankful for visionary faculty such as Deborah Arvanites, who have the will and the initiative to take on a project such as this one.
Thank you, Caitlin. And good morning, everyone. I apologize for my voice. My name is Deborah Arvanites. I'm a faculty member in the Department of Management and Operations. I have been working for a number of years on courses and projects that help our business students to use their skills to address social challenges. In this particular course, I've been partnering with faculty from engineering and also geography and information systems. It's an example of our efforts to provide a holistic education for our students. It was an interesting and a challenging course. It was especially rewarding to watch students collaborating, learning, and helping others in the world from three different colleges in one particular course. Among others, I'd like to thank Pat Majidi for his insistence that we work on this project, and also the ICE and Global Leadership Centers for their support of the work that I do with students. Maya?
Thank you, Professor Arvanites. My name is Teddy Bartha, and I am a junior marketing major in the School of Business, and I come from Hinsdale, Illinois. And last spring, I was afforded the opportunity to collaborate with a team of 10 in a class called Competitive Effectiveness, a core marketing and management requirement to solve a real-life marketing problem for Vanguard. We looked at how to increase market penetration among the young professional segment for Vanguard's retirement and savings tools. What was really neat was that we got to work with real marketing representatives from Vanguard throughout the semester, and then we pitched our solution to this team among other Vanguard senior managers at the end of the semester. The skills that I learned in competitive effectiveness really translated seamlessly in my internship this past summer, and the lessons that I learned I still use when I'm interviewing and in all of my other classes. The experience was a lot of fun. It was very tough, but also very interesting, and one of the greatest learning experiences I've ever had.
Hi, everybody. I'm Julie Persh, and I'm a marketing professor here at the Villanova School of Business. And my colleague Jim Glasgow and I put together this course. The goal of the course, as Teddy outlined, was really to get students, working in teams and working in somewhat unmanageable teams of 10. For those of you in the business world, you know that 10 people is a lot, and put that at the sophomore level, and it's, in order of magnitude. And equally importantly, put them in front of branded companies to solve real-world marketing problems. And we wanted to put them in contact with the senior managers throughout the semester through introduction, coaching sessions, and our final pitch. It's a great experience for the companies. They love working with the students. I think it's a great experience for the students because you get some boots on the ground, hands-on experience. And that really was the driver for us. We wanted students to have that contact with the real business world, with a real business problem. And I think it's something we hear repeatedly, that students will bring their projects, bring examples of their work from this class into their interviews for internships and full-time positions. They talk about what they did, they talk about what they learned, they talk about how they succeeded or crashed and burned or somewhere in between, but they have something to talk about that's relatable to the business world. So that has been our key driver. We're soliciting clients too. If anyone would like to work with us, I'd be happy to talk to you over lunch.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jonathan Paulson, and I'm a senior finance major from Mankato, Minnesota. I've been actively involved in the Villanova Equity Society since my freshman year on campus, and I'm currently the Chief Investment Officer of our Whip Key Large Cap Fund. Equity has given me the opportunity to manage a real-world portfolio of stocks, currently valued at about $90,000. Let's hope that'll keep growing as the markets go up, hopefully. And it's also given me the opportunity to network with lots of financial professionals, given VSB's extensive network on Wall Street. Every year we host events such as the Interviewing on Wall Street panel and have members of the VU Financial Club come down and do a resume review day and internship best practices seminar. This past summer, I interned at Goldman Sachs in sales and trading, and I'm proud to say that I recently accepted my offer to join the firm full-time. I can honestly tell you that Equity Society has been one of the best things I've gotten involved in as an undergraduate student, especially given the career path that I've chosen. I want to thank everyone here for their support for VSB, especially those of you who have given time and resources to helping the Equity Society flourish. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan is an important member of the Equity Society and does a great job. Altogether, my name is Jim Jablonski. Let me start with, I'm the director of the Applied Finance Lab, and I met some of you yesterday at the FDAC meetings in Bartley. We've had student managed funds going on at Villanova now for over 7 years, almost 8 years now, and we've had a lot of success. The Equity Society manages 2 of the 5 funds that we manage overall at Villanova, which Jonathan's a part of the 2 that the Equity Society manages. The Masters of Science and Finance program manages 2 of the funds as well. And then I also teach an undergraduate senior level class where the students get to apply their learnings from all their core classwork finally with a real fund. The Arnone flagship fund that we started at Villanova is now up over 100% from its initial start in 2004, 2005, and continues to outperform the S&P, which we're proud of as an achievement. But student managed funds continues to grow here. at Villanova, and we look forward to expanding that over time. Now, we appreciate the support that a lot of FDAC members have given us, as well as advisory board members for the Student Managed Fund who come to see us and give us advice and feedback and guidance on how to improve the way we manage our funds. And we look forward to that continuing down the road. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kelly Gabriel. I'm a junior marketing and analytics major from Hillsborough, New Jersey. And this summer, I was selected by the university to do a research fellowship with a faculty mentor on a topic of my choice. And after much discussion, my mentor, Dr. Hill, and I decided to look at how one's faith moderates the relationship between material values and overall life satisfaction. This research has really given me a great opportunity to enhance my writing and analysis skills beyond what typically occurs in the classroom. And I hope it enables me to be more competitive when applying to PhD programs in business upon graduation. Dr. Hill?
I'm impressed that all my faculty colleagues can talk in 3 or 4 minute modules. Usually, once you put a light on us, it's 55 minutes straight. So I greatly appreciate that. My name is Ron Hill. I'm the Richard J. and Barbara Nicorio Chair Holder in Business and a professor in Marketing and Business Law. One of the things that I've been asked to do in the college by Dean Majidi is to develop the ethics side of our church management program. I'm working on that now. And this comes to me as something very close to my heart because I see the theological and philosophical underpinnings of an education in an Augustinian university as not being an add-on to that education, but being a central part of who we are and what we do. I've had the pleasure of mentoring young students like this into doctoral programs. I've had graduates from Virginia Tech, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, University of Nebraska, and University of Maryland. And I usually find them when about Kelly's age. And Kelly came to me as a sophomore, and she's interested in moving in that direction. So we're actually trying to develop her work that has a very strong ethical and moral foundation and to move her into a doctoral program. She's a very young person, and to get her into a place like Villanova. So thank you, Kelly.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lauren Bertuzzi. I'm a sophomore in the Villanova School of Business, and I'm from the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. Last spring, Juan Garza and I were fortunate enough to participate in the Global Citizens Program to Singapore. Part of the program, we took part in 8 weeks of study and did an 8-week internship. Thanks to Ron Steger and the Council for Global Leadership Advisory Council. I was fortunate enough to intern at KPMG in the audit department of electrical and chemical. I absolutely loved my internship. I got to meet some really great people, some really great locals, as well as broaden my professional network and work with some high-profile clients and get real hands-on experience in the audit department. But not only did we work, we also were able to travel. We traveled, as you can see, to Thailand. We got to see some elephants. I've traveled to Myanmar, Laos, Indonesia, Hong Kong. So not only were we studying, we were trying to see more of Asia, which was really great. I'm so grateful that I was able to get work experience as a freshman and to be able to go somewhere as amazing as Southeast Asia, which is going to be an emerging market. And I'm so grateful to everyone, and and I know it really will help me. It's really helped me think about working internationally. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. As you heard from me before, my name is Jonathan Doe. I'm faculty director of Villanova's Center for Global Leadership. I also hold the Ramrath Chair in International Business. And as you heard from Dean Majidi earlier, we've really been trying to drive Villanova's international strategy, and we've invested a lot of time and resources and efforts in doing so. I'm joined here by Peggy Chaudhry, a faculty member in International Business, and Peggy and I, along with others, have been working diligently and intensively to try to expand the global opportunities for our students. So Dean Majidi mentioned this very unique freshman program. We think it's one of the only in the country that actually sends freshmen of 18 or 19 years of age out into the field in London and Singapore, not only to study academically, but also to do an internship. And it's not just Singapore. In the sophomore and junior years, we have students going out to Shanghai, to London under Peggy's tutelage, to Latin America. And increasingly, these opportunities involve internships, and many of those internships are facilitated by you. And so, in fact, in Singapore, KPMG was offering to hire all of our students for summer interns, but we thought maybe that was a bad idea, so we wanted to spread them out a little bit. One statistic that we're especially proud of is that 55% of our 2013 graduating class studied abroad at least once, and some more than once during their 4 years with us. And again, we thank all of you for the resources you provide, for the connections that you provide, and especially for the doors you open for our students as they study and work and travel around the world. So thank you.
Good morning. My name is Lee Zoller, and I am from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. I am a second-year law student at the Villanova School of Law and a 2012 graduate of Villanova Arts and Sciences. A few summers ago, I had the opportunity to spend a summer in Washington, D.C. working for Valenti & Associates, a public affairs firm. During my time in Washington, I was able to work hands-on in a small setting not usually offered to interns in Washington, D.C. Together with my fellow Villanova intern, we had the opportunity to create and shape some of the, craft some of the very policies that were discussed in Congress that summer. Thanks to the valuable Villanova connections I formed in D.C. that summer, I was able to secure a position as a law clerk for the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee this past summer. Thank you.
Thanks, Lee. Good morning, everybody, and thank you. Thank you for your service to Villanova. We truly appreciate it. My name's John Kozup. I'm the director of Villanova Center for Marketing and Public Policy Research. The VSB and the Center for Marketing and Public Policy Research have deep and extensive connections in Washington, D.C. Thanks to our extremely active advisory board led by Executive Chairman Joe Del Rosso and Vice Chairman Mark Valente. Both Congressman Pat Meehan and Jim Garlock serve on our advisory board in an honorary capacity. Serving as VSB's bridge to Washington, our award-winning faculty provide research, advice, and counsel on a wide range of issues, including healthcare policy and financial services legislation, while providing our students unique internship and consultancy opportunities such as Mark's program. And let me just say for a brief note, what Mark does for these kids is fantastic. It is a rotational program in Washington. They are on the Hill. They are meeting some of the top legislators in the country. They're getting well-versed in government affairs, at trade associations, and he's a great mentor to our kids. And I thank Mark. This program's been in place for 7 years, and he is a great example of the folks in this room in a mentorship capacity. So thank you, Mark. On December 4th, the center, under the leadership of Vice Chairman Valente, will be hosting a healthcare forum in Washington for Villanova corporate leaders with an interest in the intended and unintended consequences of the Affordable Care Act on their business. Congressman Fred Upton, chairman of the Committee on Energy and Commerce, will deliver a keynote address, followed by a panel discussion of leading governmental and academic experts, forecasting healthcare policy changes that will impact your business going forward. We encourage all of you to attend. We are grateful to our entire board for their collaborations with the center in promoting VSB as the premier marketing and public policy institution in the United States, while providing a AAA research and education standard for our students, corporate, and governmental partners. How do we define this? We define a AAA standard as 1, regulatory anticipation, forecasting and analyzing changes to policy that will impact business and consumers in the broader environment. 2, regulatory adherence, working with our partners to develop appropriate, and I emphasize the word appropriate, compliance regimes to protect business and consumers. And lastly, as we think on Bill McDermott's comments last evening, adaptability. I look at the people in this room. You're all adaptable. I think about his story about both SAP, but also the small business. We have had to adapt to a re-regulatory climate, and we've had to adapt to disruptive change on a global scale. You've done it in this room. You've imparted that knowledge to our students. What we do at the center is construct programs to make sure our students are prepared for this new environment. I thank you all for your support. Michelle?
Thank you. I'm down here at the end. I'm Michelle Sparrow from Haddonfield, New Jersey. I am a recent graduate of the Executive MBA program, and I thank Villanova School of Business for inviting me back. It's really terrific to be back. So as a part of our final semester, Dr. Steve Andrew invites us, mandates us, to develop a product or an idea to be ingested by his sharks. So we take a dive in the Shark Tank, which has become quite popular here at the Villanova School of Business, and daunting and fun at the same time. So I developed the idea of Mitzies. And the sharks, who reportedly hate almost everything, really love the concept. So I developed the idea while I was drying my hands at the nail salon, wondering how much UV exposure my hands were getting. So I'm a nurse and an administrator at a leading department of dermatology. And so I thought, I know every day the exposure that our hands are getting from not only nail salons, tanning salons, but driving in the car, riding bikes, and things like that. So I searched the internet for a product that I could use to no avail, no luck. So I assembled the Mitzies team of colleagues, friends, and classmates to come up with Mitzies. Cute, fun gloves with a serious purpose. They are made of a premium UPF 50 fabric, which is the highest rating that you can have. They're machine washable. I throw this little box in my purse. So the sharks really like the idea. My classmates gave me great ideas that we've used for sourcing and things as well. And so I think it's really important to know that the really fun things are happening here, but not only that, that the collaboration we're receiving from our instructors, our colleagues, and the people that our instructors are bringing in really make a difference. The sharks liked it. We're still talking about working on a relationship for funding. And I think the important thing in the tank was that they provided focus and encouragement, which is exactly what my startup needed. Steve.
Hi, I'm Steve Andrew. I'm the guy that mandated they go into the Shark Tank. I'm a professor in VSB. I proudly hold the Tom Lebrecht Chair of Business as well. And created the course a few years ago on innovation and entrepreneurialism, where, yes, we required the executive MBA students to come up with an idea and then present it to real investors. These are not just fake sharks. These are real sharks who do this for a living. They do angel investing as well as venture investing. And over the years, Michelle's exactly right. They've probably hated 99% of the ideas that were presented. They really loved this idea. So that was just amazing. I was shocked that they actually liked something after all these years. There maybe have been literally 3 that they've liked, and they've had, let's see, 15 or 20 presentations so far. So it's an example, I think, of someone getting very creative and also, as you can tell, presenting it very enthusiastically and beautifully, and then getting some real interest in some investing. So I suspect at some point that will happen, although you have not yet negotiated terms with my sharks. So that will change things a little bit. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Chris Piesick from Park Ridge, New Jersey, and I graduated VSB last May. During my senior year, I had an opportunity to participate in the DeLello Center's annual real estate case competition. During this time, we were tasked with creating a development site in New York City. The case was held in April, and the teams were made of four participants per team. It was a great experience that carried right into my current job as a real estate analyst. So I really would like to publicly thank the advisory council members who helped us, our business fellow, Tony Zaccardi, Jess Taylor, and Sean Houghton. It was a great experience, and it spurred lifelong relationships with my teammates and faculty members.
Thank you, Chris. Chris's team was awe-inspiring, actually. They were truly a team, and they collaborated to compete. If anybody, Shane Rand, one of his teammates, was here last night and was telling a story about how they competed. If you know Shane, it was colorful, but Shane almost got choked up just thinking about the couple of weeks they spent together. They competed in 2 case competitions. I'm the faculty director of the Daniel M. DeLello Center for Real Estate. And just the existence of the center is a story of collaboration that is hard to believe. We had no real estate here. Our students, our alumni, Jim Danko and now Pat, allowed us to kind of create this out of nothing, which is almost impossible in academics. So just the whole existence of real estate here is a story of collaboration. But one of the first things we decided we needed to do was tell the Villanova story to the world, because our students that have been here and are here are so impressive. So we decided a case competition would be a great way to do that. I decided that along with Tim Hoffman, our first director. And then I realized I didn't know how to write a case, so Tom Mulroy actually was nice enough to supply me with my first case and help me out. Kim Brown has helped me twice since then. So my advisory council bailed me out and told me, gave me a project to write. The real estate community around the country comes and gives feedback to these students. So we have judges from around the country, C-level judges that are really tough, if you ask Chris afterwards, on our students. And we have about 70 students come here every spring, and they get to have this real-life experience where they have to create this development plan and present it to really tough professionals. And if you talk to them, also an experience they'll never forget. So thanks for the support of my advisory council, especially Dan, and specifically, and the leadership of the college. It's let this happen. So it was a lot of fun. So talk to Chris later. There's a lot of fun stories involved with this. So thank you.
Hi there. My name is Chuck Zach. I'm the Director of Villanova's Center for Church Management and Business Ethics. Unlike the other presenters here today, I don't have a student to assist me. Our students are worldwide. Technology has allowed us to provide management education to church leaders across the globe. We have students on 4 continents, including 6 U.S. time zones. The main reason for our footprint is our really innovative master's degree in church management, which we offer on a distance learning basis. It's the only master's degree in the country, and we have students, as I said, across the globe doing this. In addition, though, we have a number of other programs that we provide that we really need collaborators for. For example, we collaborate with our Sunday Visitor newspaper to provide a certificate in church management to parish leaders across the country through a series of webinars. The students do 12 webinars. They have to write a 5-page paper for each one, and if they complete that, we give them a certificate in church management, which is very convenient for pastors and church workers who really can't get away to do much more than that. In addition, we do on-site management education for priests in their diocese. We've provided on-site education in dioceses ranging from Brownsville, Texas, the poorest diocese in the country, to the Diocese of Honolulu. In addition, we've recently started something I'm really very excited about. We've started collaborating with seminaries to provide education at that level. And that's really critical, believe me, that's really critical. So right now we're working with St. Charles Seminary in Philadelphia and St. Mary's Seminary in Baltimore. We're hoping to get a couple of other seminaries to work with us as well to provide the education at that level. We're working with the Catholic Relief Services to provide faith-based education for their leadership, what's still in process. On the research level, we've been collaborating with a lot of other organizations. One of our frequent collaborators is the Center for Applied Research in the Apostolate at Georgetown University. We recently completed a study with them looking at best practices in church advisory councils, best practices in pastoral councils, best practices in finance councils. We've worked with the Philadelphia Archdiocese to look at the parish reconfiguration, merging and closing of parishes. We worked with the Pope John Paul II Center in Washington, D.C. to provide a 3-day symposium on parish assessment of employees, a very important issue. We recently completed a study. It was $1 million study, actually funded by the Lilly Endowment in Indianapolis, which we worked with 5 partner organizations ranging from the National Association for Lay Ministry to the National Federation of Priest Councils to look at parish leadership in the 21st century. What's that going to look like? And we just completed that study, as I said. We even have done a research partnership with the evil empire down the road, St. Joseph's University. Geez, Pat, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry, Pat. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Brian Coughlin. I'm from Carmel, New York, and I'm an MBA fellow here at Villanova. During my time here, I've been able to work extensively in the field of analytics with several projects focused in sports. I've been able to collaborate with Dr. Liberatore, Dr. Neidig and Dr. Myers over here, and a professor from Temple using analytics to determine the best sports record over the past 120 years. Thanks to Dean Majidi, I've also been able to work extensively in Villanova athletics, using data analysis to make real-time recommendations to coaches to help support their decisions. I've also, under Dr. Myers' guidance, myself and 2 Villanova MBAs were able to compete in the 2013 MIT Sports Analytics Case Competition, a great networking opportunity that I'm sure will open doors for me in the future. And pardon the bad pun, but with that, I'm going to pass it on to Dr. Myers.
Thank you, Brian. And my name is Brett Myers. I am faculty member for the Department of Management Operations and also a member for the Center for Business Analytics. I also have a background as a professional soccer player. As you can see, I have a hard time letting go of the game. But what's interesting is that there's definitely an emerging field of sports analytics, which I've taken an interest in. And so on the teaching side, I offer a course in sports analytics in our MBA program. And also have had the opportunity to mentor students like Brian in case competitions. On the research side, if you look over to the screen, one of my projects was featured in the Wall Street Journal. Not a bad place to land. So I take a lot of pride in that. There are other projects which students can collaborate on. Brian's a part of a couple existing projects at the moment. And on the practice side, on consulting, I actually drew the interest of Philadelphia Union, the local professional team, and I'm now on the staff, working, trying to help them do a better job putting this ball in the back of the net. So I have to say, all in all, that this kind of work really requires a high level of skill, as you can see. Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, Brett doesn't have enough range to get that ball all the way over here. He blamed it on the ceiling height, but I don't know. My name is Tu Luskery. I'm the director of the Center for Innovation, Creativity, and Entrepreneurship. Our center brings students, faculty, staff, and alumni from across campus together to discover and take action on new ideas. Each spring, more than 100 Villanovans come to campus to evaluate our students' work during Pitch Day. That's an umbrella event that includes the Villanova Student Entrepreneurship Competition. That competition is open to all students, provides seed funding for new startup ventures, and is a ripe opportunity for mentorship between students and alumni. I want to thank the people in the room, the alumni, the ICE Advisory Council members, the faculty who have served as judges in that event.
As a faculty member and director of the ICE Center, I had the opportunity to get to know many young men and women. One in particular is named Charlie Dolan. Charlie, a senior at VSB, is co-running Sequoia Waste Solutions, a profitable high-tech waste management company based in Pittsburgh that he co-founded with a brother and a friend the summer between his freshman and sophomore years. Annual revenue at the company of 12 employees is about $5 million. You may recognize the connection. Charlie's dad, Jim Dolan, provided the benediction for us last evening, and he is also a Villanova entrepreneur. Charlie embodies the entrepreneurial spirit, dedication, focus, and innovation of our students and our educational environment, more broadly, in many different ways. Charlie.
Thank you. Good morning. First off, I would like to congratulate Ben. My team took second in that competition, so it's glad to see he's running with it. No pun intended. So yeah, I co-founded Sequoia Waste Solutions. It's based out of Pittsburgh. What we do is we help small and medium-sized businesses become more sustainable, and we think the best way to do so in a downturned economy is through financial incentives. So we manage the entire waste and recycling process, save our clients money, and then we turn what is really data on thousands or hundreds of thousands of paper invoices going to businesses every month into actionable data on online platforms that they can then use for their own analytical purposes. I'd like to thank all of you again. This is probably the 24th thank you. But, it is very important to me to be able to reach out to many of the professors that just spoke to, get their own reactions or ideas on what we were trying to do, and obviously the constructive criticism that goes along with that. And looking forward to working with the school as we hope to bring more economic and then, more social value to our market. Thank you.
As you can see, We have a dynamic and impressive range of faculty and students and real-world experiences that our students are having here. It is a tremendous place to be as the Dean of the Villanova School of Business. It is truly humbling and an honor, and you can see why I think I have the best job in the world. I'm so proud of students like Charlie and the others and many others here today and many that aren't here today for what they do and how they represent Villanova. They leverage their educational opportunities that they get here at Villanova and integrate them in novel and exciting ways that we don't even anticipate oftentimes. But this is a small set. And so there are so many other success stories that revolve around collaboration and community, and our faculty, our high quality, our world-class faculty, and paired with our outstanding and incredible students. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you, though, for your part in this, and particularly those of you on our advisory councils who are directly supportive. So if you are on an advisory council, you would have seen at least one project that you had something to do with. Your leadership in our advisory councils helps us maintain our currency in the marketplace. It really is our connection to the real world, which is so important and so central to what I believe is part and parcel of a business education. It's what we owe our students. It's what we need to do. I'd ask that you continue collaborating with us. Look for ways that you can even increase your involvement. Participate in mentoring programs, case competitions, classroom discussions, and on many of the exciting programs and initiatives, maybe some of those that you heard about today. I also mentioned that I believe that you have a responsibility. We appreciate the extent to which you look out for our students in the job market, help us prepare them to be outstanding citizens and employees and entrepreneurs, look for internship opportunities and full-time hire opportunities. I also urge you to share VSB's and Villanova's accomplishments with your colleagues. Tell our story. Help me, help us forge strategic industry and corporate partnerships. Finally, I'd ask you to consider your own direct philanthropy. Many of you already do this. As you heard this morning from Father Peter, we're about to launch into the largest capital campaign in our university's history, and it will secure the future of Villanova, and we'd like you to be a part of that. The past 2 days have been terrific. It's been an honor to serve all of you. Those of you on advisory councils, our alumni that aren't on advisory councils, parents that are here, corporate partners, we are so grateful to the support that you bring us. We had great and insightful contributions from Bill McDermott last night, our panel today, and we are very fortunate to be joined and supported by Father Peter as well. I hope you take the opportunity during this lunch to further this collaboration. We've purposefully planted these folks around here so that you have the opportunity to discuss these projects over lunch, and I hope that you do that. And I hope you look for ways to become even more engaged. In closing, I'd like to share a quote from Henry Ford. "Coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success." Thank you again. Ignite change. Go Nova.